Yo, what is up? A couple of weeks ago, Wargaming introduced the Polish tech tree, and the first tank out of the tech tree was the CS-53, which is likely going to be the premium tank out of this tech tree. The tier 8, it has 5 degrees, 6 degrees gun depression. They were testing it out on the test servers, I guess. But today we are going to talk about the CS-53. This is the new tech tree medium tank from the Polish line, and we're going to cover everything about it. A couple of pictures and new renders have emerged on the internet, so we're going to cover that today and all the technical specifications, including the insane camo that this tank supposedly has. So let's go ahead and talk about it. But first, if you are here for the first time, consider subscribing and giving this video a like. Also, leave a comment below. Tell us what you think. Tell Wargaming what you think about all these new things that you are seeing out in the game today, and they will be paying attention. Here is the render of the CS-53 tier 8 medium tank on the Polish tech tree. As you can see in the render, this render does not have the textures, but the previous still photo of the render does. They have rendered it out with full texture, so we are just, theoretically just a couple of weeks away from testing it out, I suppose, because all they need to do by now is just to add color into it, right? And then you're good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to compare it up toe to toe with the T44-100 like we did in the CS-52. We're going to compare it with the T44-100, and in the medium tank line you can see that the engine horsepower 710 versus the T44-100 760 horsepower. You're talking about less mobility here. Even the power to weight ratio, you can see 17.81 versus 22.69. You are not going to get the wiggly, you're not going to get the kind of mobility you're looking at from a T44-100. Even the hull traverse 44 degrees per second versus the 53.19 in the T44-100. In terms of armor, a lot less armor. As you can see, hull armor more or less the same, but the turret armor, you are losing out a lot there. Reload time 8.24 seconds, about 1 second slower than the T44-100, but you do get 50 more damage in your average shot. Penetration, however, is terrible. It's no use if you have 300 damage but only 175 standard penetration and 230 premium penetration. The T44-100 has 190 and 247 premium penetration. It does, however, have 1 degree more gun depression, and the shell velocity is 966 meters per second. Possibly means that it has APCR as standard shells, I suppose. Aim time 2.4 seconds, slightly slower than the T44-100. Dispersion 0.36 versus a 0.34 of the T44-100. Overall, you are looking at worst dispersion values, worse tank performance than a T44-100. Of course, T44-100 is the gold standard of premium tanks, gold standard of medium tanks in tier 8s anyway. But ignore the camouflage values. You see 30% there, 30% camouflage values. That is the highest camouflage values in all tier 8 tanks, and I don't think this is going to be the final value. As they have done, they've changed it in the A45 recently, so I suppose they're going to change it in the CS-53 as well. Now let's go ahead and compare it with the CS-52. It's closer sibling, or its closer rival, I guess, same family. 620 horsepower on the CS-52 versus this one has 710 horsepower, which means is this tank more mobile than the CS-52? It looks like it, because even the power to weight ratio and the hull traverse 44 degrees per second makes it a little bit more mobile than the CS-52, which gives me an indication that the CS-52 is going to be something like a medium heavy tank, I suppose. Even if you look at the armor, the hull armor is the same, almost the same anyway. But the turret armor, you can see the CS-52 has 190 frontal and 110 on the side turret armor, a lot similar to the T-44-100, so it's gonna be more like a heavy medium tank. Also, the reload time of the CS-52 is 9.2 seconds, a whole 1 second more than the CS-53 and a whole 2 seconds more than the T-44-100, which gives me an indication that the CS-53 is going to be playing more like a medium tank, while the CS-52, the premium tank, is going to play more like a heavy tank. Even the damage potential out there, you're talking about 300 damage on the CS-53, while the premium version is going to have 320 damage. Also, higher penetration values, more like a heavy tank, 208 penetration, 252 on the premium shells versus the Tech 3 version only has 175 and 230 penetration. Also, the CS-52, 6 degrees of gun depression. It does seem to make the CS-52 look more and more like a heavy tank, isn't it? So that is what I'm expecting. The CS-53 is going to be more like a standard medium tank, nothing too special about it. As you can see, I compared it with the T-44-100. The T-44-100 is going to kick this guy's ass, but the CS-52 is going to be more like a heavy tank. The dispersion as well, you can see the Tech 3 version 0.36, while the premium version 0.34. Even the turret rotation dispersions give me an indication that the CS-52 is going to be a lot more like a heavy tank, a more survivable tank to play. Well, that's the way it's been going all this while, right? But anyway, now let's take a look at the Tier 9, because the Tier 9 has also come out with a little bit of renders. They show a little bit of what it looks like. It looks like a MUTS kind of turret, MUTS kind of gun. If you're familiar with the MUTS 58, it does look a little bit like the Panzer 58, but it has a little bit of a side skirt. This is the Tier 9 CS-59 we are talking about here. A few of the pictures came out together with the CS-53 Tier 8, and it also looks like the textures have been completed. It looks like this tank is ready to go. All they need to do is just slap some paint onto it and it's ready to roll. So I'm interested to see what's going on with this. Are they going to release this tank, these Polish medium tech line, within the next 2-3 weeks? It could be possible. It could get onto the test server in about a week or so. I mean, that is a super guess. I mean, it's just a wild guess, but it could be, and we could see these tanks out in about 3 weeks. If you're interested, please leave a comment in the comments section below. Wargaming do scour the internet. They do read your comments. They do want to find out what you guys think about these new tanks and their parameters. Now, ignore the camouflage values. I think they will change it. It's impossible to have such insane camouflage values on those tanks anyway. So give this video a like, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.